I forgot to tell you, but my mom and dad are going to come over tomorrow.
They're coming by again? They came over last weekend, too. Are they going to be coming every week? I think that's a bit much, don't you?
What? Do you have a problem with that? What's wrong with me wanting to have my parents come to my house?
No, that's not what I meant. There's nothing wrong with them coming over. It's just that they're coming over all the time now. It's just hard on me to have guests all the time. I can't really relax when your parents are here. And I can't really take care of some of the things I need to do, either. I feel like I need to entertain them. I was really looking forward to having a weekend where I don't really have anything big I needed to do. I could use a break.
What are you talking about? I don't see your point. It's just my family coming. What's the big deal? We don't really have plans. We would just be hanging out. Maybe watch a little TV and have dinner. How is it hard on you to have them around? What is that supposed to mean? Don't you like them?
Look, Tony, I know they're your family, so you feel comfortable around them. But I don't really feel that way. For me, they're still guests. I can't relax with them here. I have to do a lot of extra cleaning before they come over, and then I end up cooking a big meal, too. I'm really busy during the week. Between my job and the house, I don't really have much time to myself. I like to be able to relax on the weekends. I need some time to clear my mind. It helps me get reset for the week ahead.
Wow. Would you listen to you? How selfish can you be? I just wanted to invite my parents over to my house. And here you are complaining about it? It's not your job to tell me who I can and can't invite over. Or when, for that matter.
Yeah, it's your house. But it's my house too, you know. You do understand that, don't you?
You're my wife, so suck it up. If you have a problem with my parents coming over, you can get out. You know where the door is.
That isn't what I meant at all. I guess I'm not explaining myself very well. You don't really see what I'm getting at. Okay, so... is it okay if I invite my parents to come by sometime soon?
What? Why?
What do you mean, why? They're my family, so it's okay to have them over now and then too, right? What about next weekend? I'm pretty sure they're free then. Why don't we have them over for dinner? I could make that baked fish dish you like. I think that would be perfect. So why don't we go ahead and put it on the calendar?
What are you doing? You can't just decide on your own like that. Besides, my parents might want to come over next weekend. If your parents are over, it'll make my parents uncomfortable. They'll feel like they have to mind their manners and won't be able to have any fun.
So? I have to mind my manners around your parents every single weekend. It's not like I'm asking for much. Wait, I want to be clear. Are you saying I can never invite my parents to my own house?
I mean, surely, you know who is more important. My parents or yours. If you think about it, I think you'll see what I'm saying.
You may not understand much about me, but surely you know that my parents are really important to me, too. You aren't the only one that loves their family.
Hello? You're my wife now? You remember that, right? There was a big ceremony, you wore white, we invited all our friends. I don't think you can forget about that.
Don't be ridiculous. Have you heard me say you can't invite your parents over? No, you haven't. We invite your parents over all the time. And even though we invite them week after week, we haven't invited mine over in ages. Don't you think you are being a little selfish?
It's my house. I can do what I want. If you want to whine about it, why don't you get out?
Seriously? You want to take it that far? I'm just saying that we always have your parents over. Can't I invite mine just this once? Come on, let me invite them. Please?
Do what you like. For now, just remember that my parents are coming over tomorrow. Be sure to clean the place up, okay? I want it spotless. I can't have my parents over in a messy house. You'll probably need to do some shopping, too. We are out of wine, and I need you to get some snacks for us, too. Remember, My mom likes red, not white.
But I just got off work. I'm so tired. You think you can take care of it?
Why should I have to do it?
It was worth asking. Okay, I'm on it. I'll be home soon. How would you like to come over next weekend?
To your house?
Yeah, that would be great.
Is Tony okay with that? I know last time you asked, he wasn't happy about it. Did he change his mind?
Yeah, it's fine now. I talked him into it and he's okay with the idea now.
I don't know if it's such a good idea.
What are you talking about? It's my house too. You and Dad have only been over that one time. I'd really like you to come.
He just never looks comfortable when we are around. It makes everyone else feel uncomfortable too. Your dad and I both noticed it. We talked about it. I don't know what was going on, but something just felt off.
I'm sorry. I know it got a little bit weird the last time we got together. It always feels like you could cut the tension with a knife. Tony's just really shy, you know? He's a bit of an introvert. That's why he mostly hid in our room.
Be honest with me. Is everything okay?
What? With me? Why?
Are you, happy?
Oh, that's what you mean. Don't worry about it. I'll talk to you about it when you come over.
I just want you to know that your father and I are on your side. We love you. If you are having a hard time, you can always talk to us, okay? You don't have to tell us everything. We just want to be there for you. If you need to talk, we are always here.
Thanks, Mom. I don't know what I would do without you. Just hearing you say that makes me feel better. You make me feel like I could take on the world. I'm lucky to have you. And I'm sorry for making you worry.
Hey, Jordan, I'm really sorry. But I think we need to cancel tonight.
What? This is so sudden. Is everything okay? Yesterday you still said you were coming. Did something come up? Did you have other plans?
No, it's not like that. It just seems like you and Tony are having some problems. I don't know if it's such a good idea if we get in the middle of it.
What are you trying to say? You're beating around the bush. This isn't like you at all. You usually say exactly what's on your mind. Just tell me what's on your mind.
Please? Okay, if that's what you really want. I heard from Tony this morning.
What? What did he say? What do you think you're doing? Why are you talking to my parents behind my back?
Oh, I see word gets around. That was fast. You don't have anything better to do than sit around and gossip?
Be straight with me. What exactly do you think you're doing? We talked about this. We agreed I could invite my parents over for dinner next weekend. Why are you sneaking around behind my back and talking to them? You should have talked to me if you had a problem. Or you could have done a group text and looped me in. Why did you leave me out of it?
I just wanted to keep things simple, okay?
What is that supposed to mean?
The last time we had them over, it totally stressed me out. I spend the whole week working. My job keeps me so busy, I just want to come home and relax on the weekends. I don't have the energy to deal with your parents. I'd rather have my parents come over next weekend. When they're around, I have a really good time. I feel like I can finally relax and clear my head.
You are absolutely unbelievable. You don't think about what I want or need at all, do you? It's all just what you want or what you need. After I told you how much I wanted a break from your parents, how much I wanted a chance to see mine, and you go behind my back to tell them not to come. Is that really how you feel? You absolutely don't want them around?
What is your problem? There's nothing to complain about.
Yes, there is! I should be able to have my parents over at the very least. It's my house too. I'm not being unreasonable.
It's perfectly normal for me to want to have my family over to my house. I bought the place, so it's mine. I don't want to have to deal with your parents. Just don't invite them. Ever. I don't want them here. If you have a problem with it, why don't you just leave? You know where the door is.
Okay, fine. I'll leave.
I don't want to see your face around here again. You got that?
Whatever you want. You know, I am really amazed by what a big show you were putting on. I'm leaving so you don't have to do this tough guy act.
I'm just glad you are finally going. That's a relief. Now I can just have my parents move in.
So, that was your plan all along? I should have known. You've been treating me like this because I didn't want to live with your parents. It all makes sense now. You've been trying to get me to leave all along, haven't you?
Now you are finally getting it. It's about time. I was hoping you would figure it out eventually.
I can clearly see you've been planning to kick me out for a while. So, what do we do now? Do we get a divorce?
That's the only real option, I think. I'm not happy being married to you. I've wanted out for a while. I've been wanting to live with my parents the whole time and you wouldn't do it. I'll finally have the life I want. No more nagging wife. Just peace and quiet.
I'm going. Just like you want. I'll start packing my things right this minute. It's too late to change your mind. Don't try to stop me.
Change my mind? Don't make me laugh. I wouldn't try to stop you. I'd be happy to hold the door open for you.
So that's how it is? You must be really pleased with yourself. Now you get to live with your parents and spend all your time with them. In that case, give my regards to your parents. I wish them well. I've packed a bag and I'm heading out now. Goodbye.
Why don't you go stay with your parents for a while? Seems like a good idea to me. Don't get any big ideas about coming back here again.
Who would ever want to come back to you? Don't contact me again. I won't answer.
Hey, Jordan. Do you have a minute? I have something I want to talk to you about.
I thought I told you not to contact me again.
I know, but this is important.
What is it?
It looks like the payments aren't going through. I got a notice from the bank. Do you know what's going on?
Payments? What are you talking about? What payments?
For the loan. Aren't you in charge of that? I think you sorted out which account handled what. You've been handling most of the stuff for a while, so you ought to know better than me. I need you to double check for me. See what's going on.
In charge? Me? Didn't you know? I'm the one that's been paying it.
Huh? What? I'm a little confused. What are you saying? Weren't you paying it out of my account?
Well, yeah, I was at first. But the check was always bouncing. You never had enough money to cover it. It gotta be a real problem. I've been paying for it myself. I've been sending them a cashier's check for about half a year now. I must have told you about it 1,000,000 times.
Are you for real? I had no idea.
Well, I told you. And if you ever listened to a word I said, you would have known. Why are you bothering me about it now? I told you over and over again to leave some money in your account. You always spend it like your pockets are on fire. You never listened to me at all. You never left enough to cover it. I always had to pay when we got a notice from the bank or a bill collector. It was embarrassing.
Really? You should have told me that sooner. That's kind of important, don't you think?
You're kidding, right? I know for a fact I told you at least 10 different times. Probably more.
Really? I don't remember that at all. Why isn't there any money left in my account? It looks like nothing's in there at all.
Because you owe too much money. You've racked up a ton of debt. You've got the mortgage loan, your credit cards, and you spend every bit of cash that comes into your hand. You constantly eat out. You are always buying the newest gadgets, and you have more clothes than you can wear. You spend every dime you make. You don't make enough money to cover it all. Of course you've gone through your savings. If your salary can't cover it, then the money had to come from somewhere. Did you think the bills just magically paid themselves? Where did you think it was coming from? You don't even have any savings left anymore.
Wait, are you serious? All of my savings are gone too? I've been using my credit cards to pay the loan lately. I didn't think to check on my accounts.
And that's what I've been telling you. You never check your balance. You just spend and spend. That's why the loan payments were always overdrawn. You hadn't given me any money for the loan, the utilities. You haven't even given me any grocery money in months. I was paying for everything by myself.
You mean you weren't using our joint account?
All of that money got used up ages ago. We used it for the down payment on the house. Or did you forget?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I had forgotten all about that.
I knew if we didn't make the loan payments, we would lose the house. I didn't want that to happen. So I have been making the payments myself. You're just realizing it now, aren't you?
Yeah, I hadn't noticed before. I just saw the payments weren't going through and realized I didn't know what was going on.
I told you over and over again! How can you be surprised at this point? You are so irresponsible. Now do you understand what I mean when I tell you that you never listen to anyone? That's why I've been making the payments for months. I've had to pay for everything because you won't listen. Every weekend you bring your parents over, no matter what I ask. You wanted a clean house, so I gave you a clean house. You wanted to serve them a meal, so I cooked a nice meal for them. Everything, from the roof over your head to the clean sheets you slept on, the food you ate, and the hot water that cooked it. That was all me. I did everything for you.
I hadn't realized. Well, what should we do?
What do you mean, what should we do?
Why don't you come home?
What? You can't be serious.
I can't get by without you. I just moved my parents in, but I can't make the loan payments. What am I supposed to do? I've maxed out my credit cards. I can't pay any of the bills, and I can't afford the loan payments on my own. What else am I supposed to do? You need to come home.
We got divorced! Did you forget that too?
I know. How could I forget? You don't have to rub it in my face. But even if we are divorced, you should have my back when I get in trouble. We have history together.
I don't have to do a thing for you, no matter how badly you get in trouble. There isn't a thing in this world you could say or do that would make me want to help you now. If you can't make the loan payments, why don't you sell the house? I don't really see what other choice you have. Or you could let the bank foreclose on the house. You and your parents will get kicked out, of course. But c'est la vie, right?
That isn't funny, Jordan. I just got them moved in. I thought we were going to be able to live together. I could take care of them and they could take care of me. It's been my goal for a long time. What are we supposed to do if we lose the house? I can't let that happen. My parents already sold their house too. We wouldn't have anywhere else to go.
Then why don't you ask them for help? We don't have anything else to talk about, so leave me out of it.
How can you be so cold?
There is no point in asking me for help, you know. You and your parents wanted me out, so I left. But starting over used up all the money I had. I managed to get a down payment up, and I am building a duplex with my parents. I couldn't even help you if I wanted to. All my money is tied up in that.
A duplex?
After all the crap you and your family put me through? After you isolated me from my own family? I hated being unable to do anything for my parents for so long. I love them, and I've missed them. After I left, I used all that I had. I could just barely afford it, but I had enough to get started.
Don't try to be cute with me. You married into this family. Every word that comes out of your mouth is about what you want. Stop being so selfish. Now, get your butt back here.
You are such an idiot.
Me? How dare you say that to me?
Me. I. Everything is always about you. Do you even hear yourself? You never think about anyone else. Everything is always about what you want. You're the most selfish person I have ever met in my life. And what's more, we are divorced now. Get it? Divorced! I'm free. I don't have to help you ever again. I don't owe you anything. You should really take a long look in the mirror. If you don't start thinking about other people, you will live out your life as a lonely, miserable little man. No one will love you. No one will even want to be friends with you.
Wait just a minute. Don't talk like that. Won't you come back? Move back in. We can work things out. I know we can.
I'd rather be shot. There is no way I will ever take you back. You always said that if I had a problem with you, I could leave. Well, I left. And I am never coming back. You've got your parents now. Why don't the three of you work together to pay the loan back? Your dad isn't too old to work. Goodbye, you jerk. As time went on, Tony never gave up. He kept calling Jordan, leaving her messages and endless texts. However, Jordan wasn't interested. In time, she found love again. She got engaged to a kind and loving man, and they moved into the duplex she had built with her family. Tony and his parents were trying to make the loan payments, but his credit card bills were too high. His salary couldn't cover the interest, much less the principal. He could never make the payments for the loan on time, and eventually, the bank foreclosed on the house. He and his family were evicted. They all moved into a small apartment together. It was the best they could afford. Even after losing the house, there was still plenty of credit card debt to attend to. Finally, Tony and his parents began to see the mistakes they had made. But it was too little, too late. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button.